Hello, class. So today we are going to read Patience Wright, America's First Sculptor and Revolutionary Spy. This book is by Peggy Dietz Shih and illustrated by Bethan Anderson. Okay, to create life-size figures, Patience used wire, string, paper mache, and wood to make the armature or frame. For the trunk and limbs, she supported the body with an iron post screwed onto its back. Patience could clothe the frame in the customer's own favorite garments, or she could sew a new outfit. Usually, the wax head was shaped separately, then attached to the body with strips of paper mache. Details on the wax hands included tiny hairs, veins, and pink fingernails. Patience and Rachel set up permanent expeditions or waxworks in Philadelphia and New York City. Their portrait subjects included George Whitefield, a Southern evangelist, John Dixon, a patriot news writer who published articles attacking King George III and Parliament, and who helped frame and sign the U.S. Constitution, Francis Hopkins, who later signed the Declaration of Independence, and Cadwallader Colden, Lieutenant Governor of New York and a close friend of Benjamin Franklin. So in the actual lesson, I would read both of those pages, but due to time, I'm not going to. But I would read this page here, and then just the next page as well. Okay, so today we are going to talk about a very important part of language. We're going to talk about punctuation. I know you guys are pros at periods, exclamation marks, and question marks. Today we're going to talk about one that you may not have had a lot of instruction about. We're going to talk about commas. I have this anchor chart. In real life, I would have this colored. I forgot it at home, and so we're going to just use this one. So this is the anchor chart. So looking at it, these are all of the different ways you can use a comma. The first one is between words in a series. For example, my favorite colors are green, comma, blue, comma, and pink, period. The next one is in front of conjunctions. So the sentence example is, that game is fun, comma, but I like Angry Birds better. The next one is to set off a speaker's words. My mom said, comma, clean your room. The next one is between a city and state. Dallas, comma, Texas. The next one is between the day and the year. Example, October 15th, comma, 1984. The next one is after the greeting and closing in a letter. So the example is, Dear Grandpa, comma. The next one is after introductory words. So when we race, comma, James loves to win. And the last one is name a person spoken to. Example, Jenny, comma, wait for me. So this will be posted in our classroom for the whole rest of the year, so you can look back at it. I'm also going to project it on the screen, and we're going to look at the page that we just read. So it's backwards in here. I apologize for that. But looking at this, let's see if I can. We will figure out where exactly or what exactly the commas are meaning. So looking at this first sentence, to create life-size figures, comma, Patience used wire, comma, string, wire, paper mache, comma, and wood to make the armature or frame, comma, for the trunk and limbs. First of all, that's a long sentence, isn't it? So looking back at our anchor chart, which rule do you think it kind of goes under? Well, if we look back, that first one, or the second couple commas, Patient used wire, comma, string, comma, paper mache, kind of goes with the first one, doesn't it? Between words in a series, the example, my favorite colors are green, comma, blue, comma, and pink. So that would go under that rule, wouldn't it? Okay, so let's look at another sentence. What about Patience could clothe the frame in the customer's own favorite garments, comma, or she could sew a new outfit. So looking back at our rules, which one do you think it is? So I think it is in front of a conjunction, because it says, here's some conjunctions, and, but, and, or so. And ours says, if we go back over here, it says or. So comma, or. Exactly. So we would do that whole page and the whole next page as well, just to give kids a lot of review. After that, I would give the kids an example of a sentence that they need to create. So my sentence, I would write this on the board, and I would say something like, Patience Wright was a painter, comma, sculptor, comma, and a revolutionary, period. So after that, kids would have to use that anchor chart that we've went over, and they would create 3 sentences of their own, and that would be kind of their independent assessment to see if they understand. And that anchor chart would be up on the projector for all of the students to see.